Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Lights here in Lincoln, Nebraska for tonight's game between the Lincoln Rattlesnakes and the Albuquerque Adams. Hello, everybody. This is Chad Rowland, your play-by-play commentator. And tonight, with me in the booth, is none other than the man, the myth, the Indianapolis GM, Tyler Falk. Tyler, good evening, man. How you doing, buddy?
Well, hi, boss. I'm doing very well. Good to have you in the booth, and I'm glad to be here for the conclusion of the regular season of the SFLm.
Yep, and you bring up the conclusion of the SFLm season. What is it going to take for Albuquerque, who's right now playing for their playoff lives? What is it going to take for them to seal this victory and to get that playoff spot?
Well, the one thing they haven't been able to do with great success this season is get into an opposing team's back to one of the last place teams in terms of TFLs all season long. They're really going to have to put pressure on Kenny Slider all night tonight. But it's really and truly, partner, a battle between halfbacks. Josh Slapp and, of course, the league's leading tailback, Logan Lee, going to go at it hard tonight in a battle of attrition. This is a revenge game. The Albuquerque Adams lost in week one. Lincoln's said they've been trampled all over by this team. Who takes home the W here in week 8?
And we are underway here in this pivotal game here in Lincoln. That's going to be taken from about the 3-yard line as he's going to do a little juke and jive and get about to the 25. And it's going to bring out who you mentioned, Tyler, Kenny Slider, who has looked pretty decent this season so far.
Exactly. He is tied tops of the league in terms of completion percentage with 72.1, but it hasn't been a whole lot of a productive season for him. He's tied dead last in terms of passing touchdowns, but as I mentioned before, they really strive when they give the football off. That man right there dotting the I, Logan Lee.
And Slider drops back for the first one, hitting the out route on the outside. That is caught, and that's going to be a gain of 7, and that was Timothy Mossop-King with the catch.
And Mossop-King's had a pretty decent season. He's only got one touchdown to his name. In fact, coming against these Adams in Albuquerque in week 1, has been kind of quiet since then. But he picks up a lot of these nice chunk plays, 7 yards on first down.
Yep, and we're just waiting for everybody, I think, in the crowd to see Logan Lee get that first carry of the night. And there it is right there as Lee's going to spin around. Looks like he might get the first no. They're going to mark him just short there on the 35. It's going to be 3rd and inches.
And that's just good coaching from the Adams. They know what Logan Lee can do. Credit to Alex Marshall coming up from his free safety spot to really control and contain the dangerous tailback.
Let's see what head coach Chris Britton does here. 3rd and inches from the 35. Strong power I formation for the Rattlesnakes. Looks like Albuquerque's going to bring the heat. They're going to give it to their man, Logan Lee, and he gets spun around, and they are going to give him the yardage, Tyler. First down, Rattlesnakes.
Just the extra push from Jesus Smith there on the backside of the linebacker, trying to take him down to the backfield, but Logan Lee uses that momentum to push forward for the extra yardage and pick up the first down.
And let's go through this lineup quickly. Kenny Slider at quarterback, Logan Lee at halfback, John Fullerton, Caleb Giffis, Timothy Mossop-King are the wide receivers. Chris Althair is your tight end, and Devontae Richardson, the other tight end, as that is going to be tipped away, incomplete, intended for Chris Althair, the week 4 signing.
And that's an interesting play call. Instead of the more of a traditional swing pass we see out of that formation from Lincoln, they instead try to go over the top to the tight end, trying to catch him off guard, but putting 8 men in the box for the rush. When they drop back into a coverage set, which they just did, it deflected the ball. Great pursuit, great awareness there from the linebackers of Albuquerque.
Single left formation here, 2nd and 10. That's a handoff to Lee, and looks like they're going to get into the backfield. That's a good tackle there by the defense, led by the linebacker.
Albuquerque wants nothing to do with the explosiveness of Lee. Again, stacking the box, again getting behind the line, and again trying to stop him before he can go anywhere.
Well, big play here on this first drive, 3rd and 11. You're going to see 4 wide receivers out of the gun. Logan Lee to his right. High snap, Slider. Drops back, good pocket, looking, and tipped away, and that's going to be intercepted. At the 47-yard line, tipped away. Looked like he overthrew his receiver, and it was caught. The interception for Albuquerque by Ingram III.
When you force a team to go one-dimensional, have them, especially for a running team, to force them to throw, you're going to throw into tight coverage, and exactly what Albuquerque was looking for. They take the ball away, and there's 3 of their guys. That's another safety. I think that was Luke Swift who picked it up, but 3 of the top 4 guys in the SFLm in terms of interceptions are all from Albuquerque. This team loves to take away the football.
1st and 10 from the 47-I formation, as that's going to be a swing pass on the outside, and that's to Josh Slapp, one of the main offensive threats here in Albuquerque, for 5 yards.
And Slapp's more of a bruiser type back, in my personal opinion. He's going to pick up a few yards, doesn't have a receiving touchdown, but he will bully his way for extra yards when possible.
Yep, Josh Slapp, 6 foot 210. He's got the size to probably be a little bit of a bruiser. Let's see if he could develop into that in the future. 2nd and 5 from the 48. Looking like Lincoln's going to bring the heat. To the outside, they find Slapp again, and he fights for those extra yards like you mentioned, Tyler, getting a gain of 2 to set up 3rd and 3.
That's something we'll see pretty often tonight. And credit to Dimitri Monzuma, along with one other, just to try and slow him down. But he just keeps the wheels turning, and it sets up a pretty manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 3 here from the 45. Patak drops back, pressure getting to him. He's going to look to the outside. That is tipped away, incomplete. And that was deflected by Luke Swift, the 2-way player from Vegas.
There was no pocket. No pocket for Patak to throw to, but the DPs from Lincoln just stood their ground, sat in the hole, and this will be our first punt of the contest.
Yep, and if you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on a virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football for everyone. And, oh, that was just unfortunate right there. Great punt there by Bennington, but looks like he just slid right into the end zone.
Pat McAfee would not be proud. Anywho, as we reset, Kenny Slider has got to right off the bat now. He's got to get off the yips, retract his memory from the interception on the opening drive, and Lincoln's really got to get the ground game going. I think they go back to Logan Lee to start off the drive.
And you're exactly right there. Great blocking up front, and that's going to be a gain of 6 right there for Logan Lee.
And here's the difference, Chad, from what we saw from last week and in fact from week 1 with these two teams is the Adams are stacking the box on almost every single play. They are trying to contain a very dangerous man. Again, you see it again. 8 men in the box with another heavy look out of Lincoln's offense.
Yep, 2nd and 4 here from the 26, and they go back to Lee again. That stacking in the box didn't matter as he gets a 1st down and a little bit more out to the 33. And Tyler, you nailed it right there. Everything that they've done defensively so far tonight, they have been just 8-7-8 in the box all night long.
And it worked pretty well, except that they shifted to the wrong side. They shifted to the weak side. If it hadn't been for a double block on Alex Marshall there, I think Lee may have been, had an extra maybe 10 yards on the play, but still moves the chains, keeps the drive alive. This is typical Lincoln football, nice and methodical.
3 wide receiver set here from the 33-yard line. Slider drops back looking, and that is going to be deflected and almost intercepted again. And I got to tell you, Slider so far has got to be careful as he was intended for Fullerton on that play.
These receivers for Lincoln have had little to no separation, barring the first completion to Masim King on the first play of the ball game. Albuquerque's done an excellent job in coverage.
Yeah, we'll be calling these guys' name all night. Probably Taveus Gordon and Jadooby-Doo are the corners for Albuquerque so far. 2 wide receivers set at the bottom of the screen. As Slider's going to drop back, he's going to look for that out route for the tight end. Finds it, and that's going to be a short gain there. It's going to set up 3rd and 5. Thomas LeClaire, the tight end, with the catch.
Check that. Make that Nevante
Richardson. Sorry about that.
Monte Richardson with a nice little out route. Did pretty well for his 6'5", 250-pound self to turn around and catch that football, and it keeps the chains moving a little bit. Need 5 more for a first.
Slider over the middle, finds Richardson again. That's a nice little spin move out past the 50 down to about the 40. That's going to be 1st down, Rattlesnakes.
Navante be nimble, Navante be quick. Navante spin around you like a top instead of a candlestick. Gets a nice little first down, just makes defenders look silly at the midfield logo, and Alex Marshall literally turned around with Navante making a couple of decent plays.
Can you spin a candlestick?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Jack maybe. Jack might know.
Yeah, Jack probably know. First and 10 from the 40. As you're going to see two backs in the backfield, one receiver on each side of the formation. As it looks like Albuquerque with 7 in the box. Slider, short drop, looking for the screen. He finds it with Logan Lee. Does not get around the spin. That's an excellent open field tackle there by the corners.
They said even though you're kind of smaller, you're not as nimble as that big beefy tight end over there. So we'll kind of read that pretty well and stop you at the line of scrimmage. Lee, was barring maybe 1 or 2 plays in this first quarter, is getting real slow off the blocks at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like they might actually be playing back a little bit here this time. Let's see what happens on this play. 2nd and 9 from the 40. That is going to be a handoff to Lee up the middle. He's got a little bit of room. It does not get past that first tackle, but gets plenty of yardage there to set up 3rd and short.
Lee just stood back there. A nice little delay almost. And Lee just took off like a shot out of a cannon through that line. Nice hole created by the offensive lineman. 3rd and 2 upcoming. They're out in their patented power eye set. Only 7 men in the box instead of 8, which we would typically see in the last couple of times they've run this formation.
Let's see if Albuquerque can stand him up here as Logan Lee just gets past that first down marker and continues the drive here for the Rattlesnakes.
One less guy equals a first down for Lincoln. Maybe a lapse in play calling, a lapse in judgment from Albuquerque's coordinator. Unfortunately for them, it results in a first down for their opponents, and now they can keep this drive alive.
Tight end flex here out of the I formation. Slider, deep drop. He's going to be looking down the middle of the field, and that is going to be tipped away. Almost intercepted again, and that's a heads-up play there by Al Ingram III.
And that's one of the guys that is in the top 5 in terms of interceptions, at least tied with them, but still, you're throwing to a very, very ball-hawking secondary, and these deep passes just don't really work. They didn't work a whole lot in week 1. They're certainly not working so far here in the first quarter in week 8.
2nd and 10 from the 29. Out of the gun is Kenny Slider. As it's going to be dropped back, he's going to look over the middle and finds his target. That's a first down past the 15 down to the 14-yard line as Timothy Mossam King again with the catch.
He's a pretty decent route runner, Mossam King is, and he just comes across in a nice little, almost like a middle post instead of a slant. A little extra yardage than a normal slant play would be. He picks up nice first down, great hands, great extension to haul that ball in. Now it's 1st and 10 from the red zone, our first red zone trip of the ball game.
Yeah, nice big target there, 6'6", 226, Mossam King is, and that's going to be a handoff to Lee. It's going to be a little power stretch run there as he's going to get a gain of about 4. He's going to get inside the 10, 2nd and 6.
Now, these wide receivers, they know exactly what they signed up for. They are not just going to have to worry about receiving and catching the football, but they're in a more of a run-heavy offense. They're going to have to get physical with their opposite number. And exactly what they just saw then, creating a couple extra blocks for a 4-yard gain for Lee. We'll see that time and time again.
Heavy single back set here for the Rattlesnakes. Slider drops back, and nothing is out there as it's going to be a sack. Tony Green there with the sack, and that's going to be 3rd and 9.
And that's just a little bit too long for Slider to sit back in the pocket. Great job from this defensive line that really has struggled this season to get behind the line. Green comes up with a really nice play, comes down with the first sack of the contest, and pushes Lincoln back.
Yeah, normally when you see that, it looks like F-wing Joker's formation. Normally you see a screen if it's a pass, but that was not definitely a screen for sure. And let's see how they react. 5 wide set here from the 13-yard line. Slider is going to be looking to get to the end zone. He's just short of the first down. And Tyler, I don't know about that decision there by Slider to go short.
Well, I think it was still the right call to bring out 5 wide receivers, and what a play by Giffus right there in the middle. Minnesota native comes away with a nice one-handed catch. But it saves them from trying to have to go something deep. Oh, well, here we go. 4th and 2 from the 5-yard line. Do they go for it?
Let's see what happens here. And oh, they're going to get a free play out of this. And that's going to be a sack, but it is not going to matter as the discipline of the Albuquerque Adams front four there, not good as they cause a jump off sides.
And that's just Tim House playing excellent football, and Evan Miller with just a slight too much eagerness there on the outside. And he is that leader on the defensive line. Doesn't make too many of these penalties, but unfortunately, in a very clutch situation, Lincoln comes out with an excellent play. They catch him off guard, and it's 1st and goal.
Maybe the hard count of Slider was working very well there indeed, getting Miller to jump off sides. 1st and goal from the 3. Slider drops back. It's the same play, and it's the same result. It's going to be another sack for the Rattlesnakes.
House again. Brick house, no house, him and Marksman. Wow, what a play from Albuquerque. Already 2 sacks tonight.
Yeah, I think if I'm whoever's calling the plays there down in Lincoln, I think I would probably not call that formation unless you got something else cooking. But that play is just not working. 2nd and goal from the 7. I formation set here for the Rattlesnakes. Look like they may try to bring the heat from the outside. It's going to be a handoff to Lee. He's able to break a tackle and get it back down to probably where they were originally at the 2.
And that's the bread and butter of Lincoln. These power runs, these no-nonsense plays where they just try and stick it to you. They need one more, and they've only got Lee in the backfield. 2 tight end look. I don't know so much about this one. I think Albuquerque's got this one. We'll see.
It's just a straight dive up the middle, but it is not, and that's going to be stopped right there in the backfield. That's a big-time play for the Albuquerque Adams defense. Tim House again. You've been calling his name all night, Tyler.
And they've been very aggressive on the defensive line here in the 1st quarter. They know exactly who they're up against. They get in the backfield. They saw Lincoln try to go on a weak dive there. Unfortunately for Lincoln, of course, that house is a pretty big house. Maybe 2-story Rambler-style house? I don't know.
Ooh, maybe. That might be a Rambler house. Who knows? But, yeah, I agree with you. I think with that strong ISO run, I think if it was a weak dive, I think they might have gotten to the end zone. But, nevertheless, they are going to get some points out of this as they get the first ones of the night to go up 3-0.
And what does that mean currently? Again, a Week 8, playoffs on the horizon, a Lincoln win guarantees them the 1st overall spot in the playoffs. That is what Lincoln is fighting for tonight. They've already clinched one. Albuquerque, however, a loss sees them out of these playoffs, but they need a win. A win from Albuquerque guarantees them either the 1st spot or the 4th spot. Some really topsy-turvy stuff from Lincoln's chances tonight.
And they're going to get past the 20, set up at the 24. Isn't that crazy, though, to think, Tyler, that a loss gets you out of the playoffs, but a win could get you the top seed? That's just unimaginable.
And it's just been the unfortunate reality for Lexington, who has held the 1st spot for almost all season. They were undefeated coming into Week 6 and have now lost 3 straight. Lexington on a free fall. Who gets them in the playoffs might have, probably an easier time getting to the finals.
And there's going to be a handoff to Slap, and he gets slapped hard right there in the middle of the field. That's for a gain of 3.
Wow, what a hit from Brothers. He's got 2 interceptions on the night, but he definitely can lay the lumber. 208 pounds, 6'3", 3 safety just coming in there like a wrecking ball. And that's a hit that'll close out the 1st quarter with a bang.
And that will do it here for the 1st quarter here in Lincoln. Lincoln with a field goal of 3-0. We'll be right back here on SFL on YouTube. And welcome back, everybody, to the 2nd quarter here. Chad Rowland, Tyler Falk in the booth with you tonight. Cameron Irvine produced the game for us. Thank you once again, Cam, for all the hard work as Patak drops back, looking, fires on the middle, finds his target. That's going to be to the 44. That's a 1st down for the Adams.
Very nice little play. They got the tight end, Jamichael Risen, on a nice little tight end fade. We'll take a look at here. Just good little pocket view here. Gets behind the linebacker, Monzuma, and he just takes it out of the awaiting arms of the cornerback, Antoine Cho, and gets it for a nice big gain for Albuquerque.
1st and 10 from the 44. You see Ty Patak, one of the guys that's rumored to be a top pick in this upcoming SFL draft. We'll talk more on that later on. Patak drops back looking for the out, run on the outside, finds it. That's a nice open field tackle there by the Lincoln defender. That's Tino Sosa. there on the tackle.
Little nice extra little bit of pursuit on Bob Wood, coming up with a nice catch. They backed off a little bit on coverage, about 5-7 yards off the line, leaving Wood to run that nice little out route about 4 yards and come up with a nice easy reception.
3 wide receiver set here for the Adams, as it looks like Lincoln's going to be playing back a little bit. Patak short drop, looking for the out route, finds it, and that's going to be a nice little hit there. And they're going to go no huddle. Patak must see something he likes in this defense. Might be exploring those out routes throughout this drive, and that's going to be a handoff. So I'm incorrect to Josh Slap past the 40, down to the 38, and they're going to go at it again.
Lincoln's playing a lot of soft zone at the moment, giving them plenty of time. Now they come up and play bump coverage.
Yep, and they're going to be handing that off to Slap right there. Nice little block, but he does not get past that tackle, as now it's going to be 3rd and 5. This is interesting that hopefully they'll change the play here and not go with the run.
They might go back to that out route near side. We'll have a watch on 3rd and 5.
Yep, and they're playing way off of him. Short drop, looking, finds that out route that you were mentioning, Tyler. That's a first down, and that's going to be out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Nice little sequence of plays there for the Adams.
And time for everybody to catch their breath. Nice little sequence of play. They got the running game involved. You don't see that a whole lot on hurry-up offenses, but especially here in the minor league, you got to catch everybody off guard. That set up for Bob Wood's little out route top of your screen, which you just saw, and keeps Albuquerque on the in-plus territory at the 26.
Well, when you got one of the top 3 running backs in the league, it's probably a good reason you're going to use him in a no huddle. And there he is, Josh Slap once again, trying to find the hole in the middle. Finds a little bit of it, but it was stopped immediately, 2nd and 8.
Well, we called him a bruiser, Josh Slap, the tailback at Albuquerque, but he's going to have a few bruises that aren't of his own doing. Zachary Hamburger making Slap a hamburger steak at the moment.
Hamburger steak. That sounds actually pretty good. 2nd and 8 from the 25. Bunch set at the bottom of the screen. There's a fake from Patak. He's going to look for the outside and, just overthrows his intended receiver. If that was on target, that was, in my eyes, Tyler, a first down.
That was unfortunately a wide open pass. I think, though, the wide receiver got a little bumped on a linebacker just standing in his lane. No penalty, no pass interference, because it was after the throw. That brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 5 wide here for the Adams. Lincoln playing off just a little bit. They're not going to try to bump. Patak drops back, looking over the middle, tipped away, and that's going to be intercepted. And Lincoln causing the turnover there as number 48, Vernon Brothers, with the interception.
Well, we've seen 2 different tipped interceptions. Now, one from each team comes away with it. Excellent coverage there from Jason Clay, who got the initial hand to it. And Lincoln comes up with a clutch stand in their own side of the field and takes away points off the board for Albuquerque.
Bend, but don't break that defense, what head coach Chris Britton is saying in the chat just a minute ago. 1st and 10, I formation here. Pressure coming up the middle by the Adams defense. And that's going to be a handoff to Lee. They are just going to go right up that spot. And as you can tell, it was stopped there, just a gain of 1.
We've seen plenty of that tonight. Another decent play from Jesus Smith. Outside linebacker, has had 3 TFLs and 1 sack on the season. He's looking for more.
8:05 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. 3 wide receivers set here out of the single back formation. Slider drops, looking, finds a screen and Logan Lee, and that's going to be a gain of about 6, as that's going to be taken up to 3rd and 3 to the 15.
Unfortunately for Lee, the tackle Taylor Noel just a little bit too far downfield for his initial block, and that left one of the Albuquerque defenders free to take him down. It is 3rd and 3. And again, they come out in this power eye. They do like to run with Lee on these types of plays.
And that is indeed what they do. They hand it off to Lee, gets a first down, a little bit more. He gets passed it down to the 25, and the Rattlesnakes drive continues.
If it's 3rd and short, and you got the busiest workhorse, the most productive workhorse in your backfield, why not give it to him on 3rd and short? Lee is just continuing to be on display and have a spotlight on him this entire season. Expect him to go 1st round, if not early 2nd round.
Gun straight formation here First and 10, looking for the all slants. And it is indeed not the all slants, but they're going to go to the out route. Finds his target, and that is Mossam King once again with a gain of 5.
And it's these nice little route runs, which Mossam King has made here in the SFLm. Quick little out route. That's his second catch on one of those tonight. Just picking up chunk yards. Not doing anything too flashy, just getting his team down the field.
Yep, he's getting his team down the field and also getting his draft stock up as well with these run routes that he's doing. And that's going to be a handoff to Lee up the middle. Look at this. That's going to be past the 40 down to the 46-yard line. If he would have got away from that tackle, Tyler, we would have been talking about a possible 6 points.
Speed kills, and that is exactly what Logan Lee is. Great pressure tackle by Al Ingram III there at the end, but you saw it even as Ingram had that right angle on Lee. Had he not, Lee is gone. He is the speediest player in this league at the moment.
Yep, and nice tackling there by Al Ingram III. Could have saved a possible touchdown here, but Lincoln does extend their drive once again. First and 10 here from the 46, 3 wide receiver set. Logan Lee to his right. Slider drops back looking for that out route. Finds Mossam King. Actually, that is not Mossam King. That is Giffus right there with the catch, and that's going to be a gain of 5.
I think they cut Albuquerque a little off guard. The last time we saw that information back in week 1 versus Albuquerque, they ran a run play to that side, which resulted in a touchdown. This time, however, they run a passing play out of it, but still pick up a good, decent chunk of yards.
Yep, good chunk of yards out of them. 2nd and 5 here from the 49. Albuquerque bringing the pressure. Slider drops short drop, finds his man on the slant route. That is going to be 1st and 10, and that is Fullerton with the catch down to the 34.
Fullerton with some Jedi mind tricks out here at the moment. He's got 2 guys in coverage. Slider is giving him an opportunity to make a play, but both defenders shy away from the ball, and Fullerton keeps his composure and hauls it in.
This is not the receiver you want to cover, right?
Exactly.
Is that how that works?
This is not the receiver you are looking for. This is not the ball you are looking for.
Yeah, this is not the ball you're looking for. 1st and 10 from the 34. Getting close to 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Power I formation. Where do they go? They go to Logan Lee. He's going to gain a 5 down to the 30.
Now the wheels are turning for this offense. Lee's starting to look a lot more comfortable. The linemen starting to find their blocks and set up just slowly but surely wider and wider holes for Lee to scamper through.
Lee coming into tonight, 946 yards total rushing this season so far. I'm pretty sure he'll be eclipsing over 1,000. Albuquerque bringing the pressure once again. The offensive line holding well, and he gets to the line but does not get across as they're going to mark him short, 3rd and inches.
And we saw that play not work near the goal line of the last drive because it took so long for Chris Alter to come on over, which he just did. But this time the pocket holds, House not able to get through, and Tony Green not able to get through, and now Lincoln set up with a perfect situation for Lee.
And that's going to be dropped back. They're looking, and that is going to be Fullerton there to the 15. That's a 1st down for Lincoln.
I want the composure that Slider and Fullerton have right now. Again, Slider trusting his receiver to come across the field and make the play in coverage, and he does.
Yeah, just a nice relationship those two have. Pitch and catch, easy made all day. 4 wide receiver set, looking for the out route. He finds it down at the top of the screen as Fullerton again, and that's going to be to the 8-yard line to set up 2nd down.
Fullerton is working this Albuquerque defense. They played so far off the line. Easy pitch and catch from Slider to Fullerton, and 7 yards is their result.
And they are inside the 10 here, 2nd and 3. The clock's still winding down. This is that F-wing Jokers. Let's see if they try to do something different out of this formation. As Slider drops back, looking, he finds his target, little duck wobbler there as he gets it to out there, but that's going to be just short of the 1st down, 3rd down.
And again, that pocket was collapsing on that play. Again, Alter having to make a difficult play, having to come back for it. That's why he didn't pick up the 1st down. But it's, again, 3rd and short. I don't like the formation, though. We saw what happened last time they did this on this type of
Yep, I don't know about this formation either. I think you need to have a screen in here, and that's going to be just over. But what do we know, Tyler? That's a touchdown to Branson, and that is 7 points on the board for Lincoln.
You know nothing, Chad and Tyler. Just watch Slider just put one up in the air. Nice little, basketball alley-oop for the touchdown, and Lincoln with a 2-score lead.
That was the true definition of just throw it up and hope your guy gets it right.
100%.
John Branson, 6'3", 274, backup tight end, touchdown for Lincoln to extend this lead to 10-0 here at home. As we wait for the snap, there it is, good hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So Lincoln, as we said, extends their lead once again with a score of 10-0. Visit the all-new website presented by Football Shift at simulationfl.net, featuring all the league highlights, photo galleries, playoff and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more. The all-new league website, simulationfl.net. And I got to tell you, Tyler, I know you've been probably checking that website out as well. It is fantastic.
I love the accessibility, the fluidity of the website compared to previous versions of the league website. Football Shift has really done an excellent job. They're an excellent partner.
And they're going to take that down to the 22. So, Tyler, let's see what Albuquerque does. Are they going to try to just sit back and let this half play out? Or do you think they're going to try to be aggressive and try to get some points on the board?
I think they have to be aggressive. It is not in Albuquerque's nature to sit back and let teams walk all over them. We have yet to see them really try and air out the football, which has been their bread and butter, their story all season long. We see another heavy sin. This is kind of weird.
And that's going to be a handoff to Slap, and he's going to get slapped right there in the backfield. That's an excellent play there. That is Jason Clay getting in the backfield for a tackle for loss.
Making Slap into modeling Clay. No? 4-yard loss as Jason Clay comes off the edge on the line. Great jump off the line. Gets in the backfield quickly.
That Clay was busted up like Ghost. You ever watch Ghost where they try to make that whatever, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's a terrible reference. 2nd and 14 from the 18 as Patak looking for the out route, finds it on the X spot, and that is going to be a decent gain. That's going to set up 3rd and 9.
The blitz from Lincoln forced a quick pass to Wood. Good anticipation for Wood to understand it was coming quick. 2-minute warning.
And we are at the 2-minute warning here in Lincoln. Lincoln with a 2-possession lead here winding down at the first half. We'll be back and see what Albuquerque does here on SFLm on YouTube. And we are back here in Lincoln, Nebraska, home of a bunch of cornfields. Chad Rowland, Tyler Falk in the booth with you tonight. Cameron Irvine producing the game for us as we got 5 wide set from Albuquerque. He finds his target in the middle, but it went through the hands and almost intercepted there. And that's going to set up 4th down. They're going to punt it away.
Hobbled around right there. Clay nearly coming up with the interception, but Patak had to force it in there. Unfortunately for him, he was throwing to Marcus Brody, 4-string wide receiver for Albuquerque, and he's not contract. He's got a little bit more butter on the hands than most of these guys.
Yeah, but non-contract wide receiver. But when you get your number called, Tyler, you know you got to make those plays. And unfortunately for Albuquerque, it did not benefit in their favor. So they are going to punt away here. Now I'll ask you the same question again. Do you see Lincoln maybe trying to step on the pedal here? Or do you see them just going to the half with this 10-point lead?
So Albuquerque started with the football in the first half. Oh, my goodness. Hopefully that clothesline we see Gifus get back up. That was a nasty hit. Anywho, Lincoln are more meticulous. I've said it a couple of times now. I think we'll see them go after it, but they won't try and force it. If they do, expect an interception from Albuquerque, who's expecting them to try and get some early points.
Well, and they'll probably just run it up the gut here with Logan Lee here in a moment. 1st and 10 from the 41. As Slider's going to short drop. He's going to be looking great protection there. As Mossam King, it goes through the hands. Looked like it may have been knocked out of his hands by the defender, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Fortunately for Lincoln, however, they currently, at the moment, hold the number 1 seed. Going on in the game opposite to ours, Annapolis and Madison just gone final. Madison, unfortunately for them, picked up a muffed punt and was able to get 3 points on the board before the halftime. That scoreline now reads 10-7 at half.
2nd and 10 here from the 41. One wide receiver on each side of the formation. That's a handoff to Logan Lee. Nice little spin move. He was not able to get out of the second tackle, as he's just going to get a gain of 6 there as the clock continues to wind down.
Good awareness from Tavius Gordon, who didn't stick with his wide receiver too long on the outside. He comes back in to help out with run support. He takes down Lee, forcing this 3rd down.
3rd and 4 here. They got out of the gun formation. This is an interesting call from the 47-yard line. 1:15 to go here in the first half. Slider drops back. He's going to look over the middle. Finds his target. That's a 1st down to the 45-yard line. And I like this call here, Tyler, going no huddle. 1st and 10 from the 44. Slider drops back looking. He fires over to Logan Lee. Kind of a late throw there as he gets actually a loss of 1. And that's going to set up 2nd down.
Lee had to stop before he could get going. That just nullifies all of his speed.
Slider drops back. Good protection. He's going to look over the middle. And that is tipped away. Almost intercepted, but good deflection there by the linebacker.
How about that from Gilbert? He just stood. He knew exactly where Slider was going. Stood there. Got a hand to it. Brought it down.
Lucas Gilbert with the deflection, a week 6 signing, so playing in his 2nd game of his young career, and making a nice little play there. So 3rd and 11, let's see what they do. They're going to go 5 wide here. I actually like this idea to go 5 wide. Let's see if they can actually get to the 1st down. If they get towards the 1st down, they might actually be in field goal range here. Slider drops back, the pressure getting to him on the backside. He tips it away, but he does throw the interception, and that's going to be down to about the 46. And Tyler, you called it. You said that if they start throwing the ball, Albuquerque be ready for the pick.
They had to throw the ball to get the 1st down, but again, Albuquerque comes up with a more fortuitous deflection. Unfortunately, unable to bring it in was Caleb Walker, fifth-string wide receiver, and it just falls right in the awaiting arms as Marshall, and now Lincoln has 38 seconds, 3 timeouts. Can they get on the board for the first time tonight and make a game of this?
Let's see what Albuquerque does, as they are going to have 4 wide here. Slap in the backfield. Lincoln playing off of the receivers. Attack, short drop, looking. He finds a screen pass with Slap, and they're going to be tackled at the 48, and Albuquerque's going to use their first timeout.
A decent little drive starter if they had a little bit more time on the clock. They do have those couple more timeouts, had to use 1, but now we got to start seeing some of the out routes that really were working earlier here for Albuquerque.
Yeah, you want to see the out routes because then you'll be able to get out of bounds, but I can see them maybe trying to take a shot deep down the middle here. Let's see what they do. Split spread out of the gun. Or split twins out of the gun as Patak looking for the out route, and it's almost intercepted, deflected away there once again by Jason Clay.
Starting to call his name early and often in this 2nd quarter as we wrap up the first half. He has been all over the 2nd quarter, making a couple of decent plays, a tackle behind the line, 1 near pick, 1 crucial deflection there. The 3rd down coming up for Albuquerque.
Let's see how aggressive they are going to be. Gun set formation here for the Adams. 4 wide receivers. Patak drops back, looking, and fires, and that's going to be intercepted. And they're going to get down to the 40-yard line. Lincoln gets the ball back in good field position.
Just an ill-advised throw from Patak. Sosa was right there, right in the lane from the get-go. Excellent coverage there from Sosa. Just not enough speed to get it back all the way, but great job to get his offense back on the field with time to go.
Yeah, I don't know if he even saw Sosa, to be honest with you, Tyler. I'm not 100% sure on that. So 24 seconds left here. 1st and 10 from the 40. Let's see if Lincoln wants to get aggressive. They do have all 3 timeouts, so they could try to get at least past the 30, try to get a 1st down to get in field goal range. Slider drops back, pressure getting to him, out route, finds his man, and they are going to mark him down out of bounds, and that's going to stop the clock with 20 seconds to go.
Another 5-yard pickup from Awesome King, another 5-yard out route, but it works, and especially when you can get out of bounds right away.
Yep, I'm going to assume they probably need to get to about the 28-yard line to feel pretty confident with their kicker, who is Hudson James, a week 2 signing. 3 wide receivers set here out of the I formation. Slider, deep drop, looking, and look at this, Tyler. He's going for it all, and he's got a man open. Masim King, touchdown.
2 touchdowns for Masim King, both against these Adams, and now Lincoln is pouring it on. What a play from Lincoln, completely catching Albuquerque off guard. They've gone with these quick hitters, quick little out routes, quick little slants over the middle. We'll run the football, and then they finally turn up the gas. They hit with the fury of 1,000 suns.
Yeah, and Jadooby-Doo, I mean, he may have needed a Scooby-Doo snack to try to get some of that momentum going, because I got to tell you, I mean, that was not a heads-up play there. I mean, he just got roasted on that drive. Masim King making a fantastic play, and Lincoln scoring there to take all that momentum back into the first half here. As the kick is up, and it is good. So Lincoln striking quick there, 17-0 here with 15 seconds to go in the first half, Tyler.
Just like that, the old days of Lincoln have never made a playoff. They are showing their predecessors why this team is different, why each and one of their teammates is special, why they can make plays, top to bottom. A completely different looking Lincoln team.
And Albuquerque's going to take this from the 5 as they're going to be tackled at the 25. So we may see Albuquerque try to do a deep throw. They may just run it here to end the half and to go back to the locker room and lick their wounds after this disappointing first half, Tyler.
Well, they got 2 timeouts. They will get the ball back. It would not surprise me if they gave it off to Slap for maybe one more play. In fact, they're coming out in an I formation to maybe do just that.
Yep, heavy I formation set here for the Adams. Look for the handoff to Slap. And never mind, it's going to be a throw to Slap, as he is going to be tackled there, and they're just going to let this clock run out as Lincoln, in this home game, already clinching a playoff spot, trying to clinch that #1 seed, and they're doing a good job so far. But 17-0 here. Give us your reaction here of this first half, Tyler.
Well, Albuquerque throughout the early part of the season they were down. They've been down 1 win to 3 losses. Now they come out down by 17. They've had a comeback before. They can do it again, but they're going to have to start off on the right foot in hostile territory. Lincoln with full momentum with 17 points.
Yeah, these guys got to be careful. They get this to a big lead, they might start throwing corn husks at everybody. Who only knows? You never know what these people in Lincoln, Nebraska are going to do, Tyler.
I mean, I haven't had the privilege of being in Nebraska, but I think there's more corn in Iowa if we ask a certain corn man, Zach Holdorf, for any of his advice.
Yeah, he's definitely the corn king. He'll say Iowa's got more cornfields, but I've been in Nebraska. Trust me, it's all corn. That's pretty much all they can do. 1st and 10 from the 23. As there's going to be a screen out there to Slap. And let's see what kind of adjustments that Albuquerque's offense is making. Because right now, Tyler, I mean, Lincoln's defense has been lights out.
Well, I think right now Albuquerque is still trying to soften up this Lincoln defense. And unfortunately, with Jason Clay already at 6 tackles, they're going to have to do a little bit more of that if they really want to continue on this game plan.
2nd and 7 here from the flip spread. And that's going to be a handoff to Slap again up the middle, and he's going to get a decent gain there to set up 3rd and short from the 31.
Well, things continue as they are, Chad. These short little runs that are just going to eat away time. If they don't get points here in the next, maybe in this quarter, if they don't get points this quarter, we're probably looking at less and less of Josh Slap on the field and a lot more spread out sets.
Yep, we might indeed. And look at this big sack there for Lincoln, as that was a big time play there from the defense.
Sit down. Patak goes down like a tack as Jamison comes out of nowhere with the tackle, breaking through the line, completely outshining the center, Denny Henry, and throwing Tack down to the ground with.
Yeah, if you're Lincoln's defense, that's exactly what you needed to do. Great heads-up play there to get Albuquerque to 4th down territory and letting Lincoln's offense come out, because I'm telling you, man, Lincoln's offense has been just playing phenomenal all night long, as they will be punting this away, as they're going to receive that about the 36-yard line. Nice little spin move. He gets it up to the 42, so Lincoln's going to have good field position here to open their first drive of the second half.
Is it the offense that we've seen in the first half? Because we've seen all too many times this season where teams will come away with a nice cushion, a nice lead. They'll start to ease off a little bit the second half, and then they have to worry if their defense can hold on to the end of the game. If I'm Lincoln, if I'm Britton, and the rest of the coaching staff, I am not letting off the gas.
And there's a screen out there to the what looks like the Logan Lee, as he's going to get. They are going to mark him there at the first down. He just gets across the yellow line, as that's going to be up to the 48-yard line.
And that's just good coaching from Lincoln, throwing doubts into Albuquerque's game plan. They backed off, way off. You saw that linebacker all the way back near beyond the 45-yard line and just completely gassed trying to get to Lee. And a nice little spin move from Lee creates extra yardage, gets the first down, and Lincoln is on the right side of the 50.
70 yards running tonight for Logan Lee, so that does put him over 1,000 yards this season. Congratulations to him, as that's going to be a nice little out route to Mossop King, who has been just the man all night long with a gain of 4.
He's been the Moss King? Maybe more or less the right side. He's been the route running king. A lot of crisp routes, a lot of out routes we saw. We did see that nice little post route earlier, but it's been the route running that has been getting him open and being available for his quarterback.
Shout out to TJ Harper in the chat. If Lincoln does win, Albuquerque with a loss does be out of the playoffs, as that's going to be a screen pass to Lee once again. That's going to be a first down and a little bit more up to the 35-yard line.
Again, Albuquerque backing off, expecting more of a deep shot. When Lincoln holds the advantage, they hold serve, so to speak, and they're just creating extra space. They send the tight ends deep, forcing the defenders to back off a little bit, giving plenty of room for Lee to run.
Yep, that was a nice call there by the coaching staff here of Lincoln. And they are up to the 35-yard line, so let's see what they do here. As you can see, Mossop King, 6 catches for 72 yards tonight, 2 touchdowns as well. And it's going to be 1st and 10 here from the 35. There's a handoff to Lee. He's got a little bit of room. Look at this. Gets behind the first down. Past the 15. He breaks the tackle down to the 10. Down to the 7-yard line. Nice heads-up running there by Logan Lee.
Al Ingram III had a play on the back, just like he had earlier in the ball game, but unfortunately unable to wrap up the dangerous tailback, and that just goes to show you what Lee can do in open field.
And it goes to show, again, Lincoln's offense just going to the beat of their own drum inside the 10 once again. And let's see how this possession turns out. Split back formation here from the 7. There's a handoff to Lee, and he's going to be stopped right there immediately. Does not gain a single yard, and that's 2nd down.
Quickly over to Dustin Poirier in chat real quick. There are 8 teams in the minor league, and only half of them, 4, make the playoffs. So with Lincoln winning this football game, if they continue to hold serve, they will get the number 1 seed. If Albuquerque come away with a win, they could be the 4th seed, but they need a little bit of help. I should say hindrance from that. They either get that or the 1st seed. Pass, corner!
And that's going to be a touchdown. John Fuller. Oh, wait a minute. Did they mark him out of bounds? No, they did not. That is touchdown. Touchdown Lincoln. What a throw there from Slider to Fullerton.
And Fullerton quietly is having a fantastic game. We saw him make a couple of defenders go the opposite way of the football. This time he just goes to the corner and says, I'm right here, Kenny. Give me the football. And it's money. Cash money.
And if you are an SFL GM or an owner and you see that play, John Fullerton just shot up your draft board. The footwork that he had on the back corner of the end zone, you can't teach that. That is skill. And what an impressive play there by John Easy Money Fullerton. As that is going to be set up, and the kick is up, and it is good. And so Lincoln extends their lead even more, as now it is 24-0. And speaking of a good time, Tyler, the SFL convention, as you know and I know, is coming to Cincinnati, Ohio, July 28th through the 30th for Season 21 kickoff weekend. For room reservation details and the weekend schedule, see the Convention Alerts channel in the SFL Discord server. Your last day to book your room, guys, is July 7th. Don't wait until it's too late. We will see you there, and I will be there. I know Tyler will be there. A lot of Ramblers will be representing as well. So, and they're going to be out to the 23-yard line where Albuquerque's offense will take over.
I'll tell you what, that's in 2 weeks. So by the time the minor league is over, the signups, the room reservation, the special deals, they're done. Get in now before it's too late.
Yep, you'll be able to get in. You'll be able to see some special people like myself and Tyler and Cameron Irvine. Doug Day and T. DeQueen will be there, as he said in the chat. So good to hear that Doug Day will be there. Pretty sure to bring plenty of Twinkies. And there's a penalty there on the field, as that's going to be a gain of about 3 or 4. But let's see what the call is from R62.
Holding, number 42.
And it looks like holding there against the Adams, and the Rattlesnakes will accept that penalty.
Oh, unfortunately, Risen gets tagged with it. And back to special people. I think we've got a few extra names to throw in there. Of course, Brett Killian, a.k.a. Brett Solberg, making the trip down from Canada for his first convention. We've got so many folks coming to their first ever convention. It's setting up to be the most attended convention in SFL history. It's going to be a party in Cincy.
And there's a drop back there by Patak looking over the middle. What a slide catch there by the tight end, it looks like, as that is going to set up 2nd and 12.
Nearly was a party for the Lincoln Rattlesnake defense in that backfield, but great job from Patak, not being too scared of the pressure and finding the open man over the middle.
5 wide set here on 2nd and 12 from the 20. Patak drops back, looking over the middle, finds his target. That's going to be a first down and more out to the 40. Nice 20-yard play there for the Adams.
They were playing cover 3, and that was just a picture-perfect route and a picture-perfect pass. Harrison comes across the middle, finds the hole in the zone right there. Nice little window in between 56 and 20 of Lincoln, and that is how Albuquerque was able to get that pass off.
Yep, nice throw there by Ty Patak, and throwing in those tight little windows will definitely get you looked at by a lot of GMs in this league who are going to need a quarterback. Tight end flex here formation for the Adams. Lincoln might be trying to bring some pressure on the edge. Patak looking back. The pocket was collapsing, and he throws another interception, and that's going to be past the 40, down to the 30. He's going to have some room to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Lincoln.
Zachary Hamburger's 3rd pick 6 of the ball game, and they are just pouring it on. It's a landslide. 30 nothing, 30 donut. And what a play from Hamburger. Comes away. He's got 4 interceptions, 3 of them. Count them, 3 of them pick 6s. Get him in the league.
Yeah, he didn't need to put any cheese on that one. That is for sure. What a touchdown there by Lincoln. I mean, and you talked about it. 30 to nothing. If you would have asked us, Tyler, before this game started, if this game would be 30 to nothing at one point, I would have said no way. But I got to tell you, Lincoln has just been impressive. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and good. So 31 to nothing here in this ball game. And if you're liking this ball game, guys, liking this, you got to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. No one else gives you more football. That is for sure. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help the channel grow through your community. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operations through your viewership. And 10 years, Tyler, I say this every time, it's just amazing how this thing has been going for so long.
Absolutely. And though we've only been a part of it for a few seasons, a few years, it seems like we've been here for so long, and it's just phenomenal to see this league continue to grow and see the youngest crop of our SFL community in here in the minor league just trying to get into the league. It's been fantastic. Madison up 17-7 over there in that ball game. As far as the playoff picture looks, as things stand, Lincoln's your 1 seed, Madison's your 2 seed, Lexington drops all the way to the number 3 seed, and rounding everything out is Annapolis at number 4.
And Albuquerque with a deep drop back here. They're going to be looking, firing down the middle, and that is tipped in, almost intercepted once again. And I gotta give Patak some credit here. I mean, he's thrown these picks, but I'm telling you, he's still trying to sling that rock.
And again, we saw last night, Vernon Brothers had an absolutely fantastic combine last night. And he shows up again here tonight. And back to the scoreline, 31-0. If you ask, well, a team I support in real life, the Vikings, well, a 31-point deficit ain't nothing to sneeze at. We'll come back from that. But can the Adams do it? That's a bigger question.
And that's a short drop here, looking for the out route. They find their target, and that's going to be a gain of 7 to set up 3rd and 3. And if you just ask the Ramblers back in their inaugural season against Canton down 33-0 and came back and won 36-33. So it can indeed happen for sure in this league. 3rd and 3 from the 29. Tight end flex here. Patak looks like he sees something. He's going to change it up, as that's going to be an out route that is caught. First down, Albuquerque.
Hey, that's a positive sign for the Adams. Get their way past first down. Sam Harrison, pretty quiet in today's ball game, but as far as what he can be proud of, he's tied for 5th in the SFLm with yards per catch, which is right around 14.
1st and 10 here from the 34, out of the gun formation. Patak looking over the middle and has an open receiver, and that's going to be a first down to the 46, as that was caught by Idle.
We see Idle for one of the first times tonight getting his due, and just a wide open spot for him. They sent Jason Clay way off to the side, which completely opened that side of the field. And over to Frosty Dimes here for a sec. Give me some slack, all right? This is both real life. Both things are real life, but this is more of a virtual real life.
There you go.
If we consider it.
1st and 10 here from the 46. Heavy formation. They're going to run it and get stopped immediately there with actually a loss of 1. A nice tackle there. Jason Clay there to make the stop.
Potentially the last 15 minutes of season 7 here for the Adams, and last season's champions struggling here on the ground. Need to start airing out the football just a little bit more.
Yeah, but we talked about that, if they get to a certain point, they're going to start airing it out. And I agree, Tyler. I think now is the time. You got to score in bunches. As Patak drops back out of the gun, looks and fires, and that was deflected there by the defender. And that's going to set up 3rd and long.
Now, I kind of like that play from both sides. Lincoln, they had a couple extra men on the line of scrimmage. They sensed the blitz, so they stayed home. But unfortunately, that left the last 3 receivers out in coverage to be almost double covered on each, and that's exactly what we saw. So right plays, just right execution from Lincoln's defense, just overwhelming Albuquerque on that play.
3rd and 11 out of the gun, 4 wide set, high snap as Patak is going to get, oh man, the pocket almost collapsed. And what a throw, what a catch down to the 31. And I did not think that was going to be any good when you saw the rotation of that ball.
But still, the rotation, but the speed, the oomph on that football, if I may be so bold, just completely just firing it into Idle deep downfield. This is what the attack can do. He has an incredible arm, has great arm strength, and can really put a football in there. He's just been a little unlucky tonight, and that's why we see the scoreline the way it is. But don't take that away from Patak.
1st and 10 from the 31. As there's a handoff to the slap, and that is going to be stopped right there immediately for a gain of 1. And yeah, Tyler, you're absolutely right. I mean, he does have the arm strength for sure. He's made a couple mistakes tonight, but overall, I mean, he's had a fantastic season so far.
Exactly. And on that last play, it just hasn't been Slap's night. We saw him try and make a play up the middle. It looked like there was a hole for him, but he was brought back from behind. Only a gain of 1 for Slap.
There's a fake to Slap. Looks over the middle. Nice little play call there by the Adams to get down in the red zone at the 11-yard line.
The play action did its job there. It forced the linebackers to think there was going to be a run, so they stepped up a little bit closer in that cover 3 and just allowed a little bit more space for Patak to get the ball in to a nice, wide open Bob Wood.
Yep, nice catch there by Bob Wood as we are down to the 11-yard line. There's a shot of Joe Idle, who's made a catch or 2 tonight here for the Adams, as they're going to go heavy I formation set here. Lincoln bringing pretty much everybody in the box. As they're expecting a screen, they are going to get that screen, and they're going to be able to defend it very well. Maybe a gain of 1 on that throw, as it's going to be 2nd and 9.
And the success of that play started when the linebackers shifted toward the strong side where they had that extra tight end over there, anticipating a play to that side.
Split back formation here for the Adams. As Lincoln looking like they're going to try to defend the middle of the field. That's going to be a handoff to Slap. He's got a little bit of room as he's going to get past the 5 down to the 4. And that's going to set up 3rd and 3.
Slap getting a little bit more room to run than he's had all night. Good little pickup of about 6 yards for him. 3rd and 3. Could still get a first down here, but I think if they want to try and make a comeback, they need points. They need a touchdown here.
Yeah, they definitely do. Twin setup at the top of the screen here out of the gun. 3rd and 3 from the 4. Attack drops back, looking over the middle, finds his target in the back of the end zone. That's a touchdown, and that looks like Harrison was the intended target.
There you go, Harrison, and that was exactly what the doctor ordered for the Adams. They finally get off the schneid. They finally put a crooked number in the point column, and just a little bit of lapse in coverage on defense. They all covered more or less the goal line, which left Harrison wide open in the back of the end zone.
Yep, and Albuquerque's first score of the night, so they will not go with this game with a 0 in the column, so that's good for them, as that is going to bring out the kicker here, James Humphreys, to try the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So Albuquerque's showing some signs of life here, but are still down big, 31-7. And have you ever wanted have you ever thought, like, man, I could do what Chad Rowan does. I could do what Tyler Falk does, right? You ever wanted to be a broadcaster in this league? The SFL is looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for the minor league season and ahead of Season 21's kickoff in July. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you could get involved and get your voice on the call. And like I said, if I could do it, anybody can. As we get past the 20, and that's a fumble on the kickoff, but Lincoln was able to quickly recover it, and they're down at the 22.
Good little heads-up play from backup tight end John Branson as he just fell on the football as soon as the ball popped free. But yes, doesn't matter who you are. If you have a crazy accent, like a good old Minnesotan accent or a Canadian accent or even a Northeastern accent or whatever accent you have or whatever you can bring to the table, we want you on the broadcast team.
100%, and it's such a great time to be a broadcaster as well, as that's going to be stopped there in the backfield for a loss of 1. Nice open field tackle there by the linebacker.
Good little pursuit there from Smith getting in the backfield. Now the defense starting to show a little bit more backbone, which we saw early on in the first quarter.
30 seconds to go here in the third. 2nd and 11 from the 21 for Lincoln. And there's going to be a screen to the outside, and that is going to be just a gain of a couple there for Logan Lee.
And I answered Dustin Poirier's question. And yes, we actually did a more of a sky cam view for one of the games. I think it was 2 seasons ago. I don't remember if it was Houston or Mexico City's a game. I think it was on a Sunday or Monday night, which they did that. So that brings up the end of the quarter.
And that will do it here for the third. Get your 4, 12, 68s, and 86s in the chat, as Lincoln's going to try to close this out with a 31-7 lead. We'll be back here on SFLm on YouTube. And we are back here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Chad Rowan, Tyler Falk in the booth with you tonight. Cameron Irvine on the call, or on the production side. Thank you very much once again, Cam, as that's going to be a deep throw down the middle, and that's going to be past the 40 to the 41. And to answer your question, Tyler, I believe one of our games a season or 2 ago was shot with that live sky cam in Monday night game against Houston, if I remember correctly.
I knew Houston had something to do with it as we go back to Giffus making a nice play. Only just one high safety in the pattern, and Giffus exploited it.
That may have been in season 18, if I remember correctly, because I swear Brad Jones was on Houston, and he torched us when I was coaching in London, and then we picked him up in Indy for season 19. As slider to the middle of the field, that is a big catch there, and that's going to be a first down and more to the other side of the field to the 41.
And Richardson has found a home in the middle of the field. Every time they seem to run that play, it just works to perfection. And Lincoln continuing to just pour it on, continue to pile on the pressure on Albuquerque with these deep passes, even though they're up by, well, a bunch.
1st and 10 from the 41 as they're going to hit the out route there, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of 2. And them coming out throwing here on this drive is really interesting play call there, Tyler.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, Logan Lee in the backfield. I wonder if they're trying to keep him fresh for the playoffs at this point. But at the same time, probably have to consider going back to him just to try and milk more of this cloth the old-fashioned way.
I mean, as long as they're making catches and not getting out of bounds, I mean, it's kind of doing the same thing. But we'll see. 2nd and 8, short drop there from Slider, looking for that screen. Finds the fullback on the outside, and he gets a gain of a couple. That's going to set up 3rd down.
But cool. Only the 1st or 2nd time we've seen him tonight, but regardless, keeps the drive alive, and it's been all passes. Just completely unorthodox. But as you mentioned, partner, it's been working.
Yep, it's definitely been working because they've been staying in bounds and the clock continues to run. Just under 9 minutes to go here in the ball game. As there's going to be a handoff to Logan Lee, and they're going to stop him there at the line, and that's going to set up 4th and 5 from the 36, and I'm going to assume that Lincoln's going to have to punt this away.
Well, I think they will only punt this football away. And yes, we have seen Hudson James make a 49-yarder this season, but I don't think he's going to make one from a little over 50 at the moment in his current performance, I'm trying to think of progression, but not really say that. Is it his maturation as a kicker? That's probably a better word.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. And look at this punt here. That is very nice. Doing that coffin corner kick there down to the 6. So Albuquerque's going to have to go 94 yards if they want to get a touch, if they want to get some points.
That's a pretty spiral on it. We don't have to get to praise punters too much, a whole lot here in football. But, punters are people too, and they make a nice punt, and that forces Albuquerque. Now they're 94 yards away from hitting the opposite end zone.
Let's see what they do here. 1st and 10 from the 6. And that's going to be a handoff to Slap. He's able to break a tackle. Nope, they're actually going to be able to wrap him by his feet, and that's going to be a gain of 6.
Slap gets the drive going with a nice little 6-yard run. Hole closes up quickly, however, for him. Haven't been able to see him break off too many of those here tonight. Score update here from Madison, Wisconsin. Madison tack on a field goal. That score is now 20-14 with just a little bit more time than us. 8:35 to go in that ballgame.
And there's a handoff there to Slap, as that's going to be, tries to juke his way to the outside, but he gets just short of the 1st down. And it's going to be 3rd and inches for the Adams.
So Swift comes around, helps out with the tackle. 3rd and short. Time draining at the moment. Not the type of speed you want to see from a comeback offense down by this many points.
Yeah, you think they'd be just gunslinging it all day, but they have not yet. The pressure getting to the middle, but the tap staying composed in the pocket, making a good throw to Idle, and that's going to be a 1st down to the 28.
Idle puts Manning to the turf with a nice little stiff arm. Take a look again here. Good route run. Got Manning completely off guard, backed off, and then Jen said, "Hello, I'll introduce your face to the turf."
Nice little stiff arm there, showing that strength that the wide receiver needs to be able to succeed in the SFL. As it's going to bring the Adams offense up here, 5 wide set from the 28. Lincoln playing back just a little bit, but not letting him breathe. Patak drops back. He's going to be able to move to the outside, but that's not going to matter as Lincoln's defense getting to him once again, as that's going to be a 6-yard loss.
Anthony Robertson, his 2.5 total sack of the season, comes up with number 1 here tonight. Is the pocket just fell apart. 6-yard loss in the play, and now it is emergency time here for Albuquerque.
Patak drops back, looking. He's going to fire down the sideline, and that's going to be incomplete. Nice defensive play there by the Rattlesnakes, who was playing that bump coverage to try to knock the Adams receivers off their course.
It's the man who picked up his 3rd pick 6 of the season in on coverage. Hamburgers played another great game here for Lincoln. 3rd and long. Albuquerque has to air this one out.
Yeah, 3rd and 16. This is their only choice. They're going 5 wide once again. Lincoln playing off a little bit. They got to get to the 38 to get that first down. Let's see if they're able to be successful with it. Patak drops back, looking. He's looking deep, and as we tipped away, that's Hamburger again with a deflection, who's had a great drive so far. And now it's 4th and long, partner. Are they going to go for it here?
I think they have to go for it if they want to even try and sniff at a comeback. As we talk about Hamburger again, Albuquerque runs the same play, just trying to get the ball down the. Unfortunately, that's it, and I think the white flag is raised.
Yeah, definitely the flag has been raised for sure. They are punting it away here on 4th and 16, as we are going to punt that away. And as we receive there, taken up to about the 45-yard line. And guys, I got to tell you, this summer, you can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com, search SFL, or through the all-new league website at SimulationFL.net. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. And I got to tell you, Tyler, I am on mine every single day.
I haven't touched one just yet. I might have to borrow yours at the convention.
There you go. You can borrow it all you want. That's fine. So there's Lee there with the screenplay, and that's going to be just a gain of 2. But, I mean, it's such an awesome device because as a gamer myself, I've always had the retro games like the Nintendo and 64 and all that, right? And you're able to just emulate those all day long. But being able to take that on the go with me to the office and be able to watch Sims all day, I haven't really gotten any work done since I bought the thing, probably.
It's a whole new ball game, as they would say.
Yes, it is a whole new ball game indeed. 2nd and 8 from the 47, and that's going to be a stop there at the line of scrimmage there for the Adams, and Lee goes nowhere. That's going to be 3rd down.
Massive hit on the edge there by Jesus Smith, who comes up with the tackles, just signifying that this defense ain't done, even though they're down by a bunch. Still trying to play out this game for the rest of the GMs, for the rest of the owners, rest of the scouts from the SFL.
And going 5 wide here for a team up big is interesting. Going down the middle, and that is caught. Look at this. Massive King past the 20 down to the 18. And I got to tell you, partner, I mean, 7 catches, 107 yards. What a game for Massive King.
And he's only made a couple of these deep plays. One early on in this half for the big touchdown, and now he just completely catches the middle of the field off guard. That's been a weak spot, deep middle for this Albuquerque defense tonight, and Lincoln is feasting.
Yep, Massive King, we talked about it earlier, big target, 6'6", 226, and if you're an SFL GM right now, you got to be watching this and just going, this guy's looking pretty good, right? 1st and 10 here from the 18. The whole line is holding as he hits that swing pass out there to Logan Lee. Gets a nice little gain, about 9 yards, and that's going to take it to the 8-yard line.
And while this game reaches the 5-minute mark, just a little over 5 minutes to go over in Madison. Annapolis tacks home another field goal. They're down by 3, 20-17, as the Navs missed a field goal earlier in the ball game. And so they right now really were hoping they had made that field goal to make it a tie ball game. They are down and trying to stop them and get them off the field so they can maybe tie up that football game going on over in Madison.
And that's going to be a handoff there to Lee, and he's going to break the tackle. And, oh, man, he got kind of collided there with his own lineman, but he's going to get right to the goal line. And looks like if the Lynx win that ball game, Tyler, Lincoln will play Annapolis. If the Navs win that ball game, Lincoln will play Madison. So essentially, Lincoln's going to play the loser of the game.
Now that's the bigger question now, is as time continues to dwindle here, Lincoln looking like they'll take home the victory here tonight and take home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Who would you rather play, Annapolis or Madison? That's a question I'll put to the players here in Lincoln. 1st and goal from the goal line.
1st and goal indeed, as that's going to be a handoff to Lee, and he's going to just walk right in there pretty much, even though he dragged the defender with him. That's another touchdown to just put the nail in the coffin here on the Adams season, as they're going to go up big, pending extra point.
Nail in the coffin, salt in the wound. And stereotypical start warming up the buses for Albuquerque. It has just not been their night in a game they needed to win. It just goes by the wayside. The defending champions are 4 minutes, 16 seconds from ending their season early.
Yeah, them buses, I think, have been warming up since halftime, Tyler. Let's just be real. That is going to be impending the extra point here momentarily to go up 38-7, and the kick is up and good. And shout out to Top Kiefer, our kicker, Top Kiefer, with a super chat, $4.99. Congrats on a great season, Snakes, from all the Lincoln alums. You're making us proud. Hashtag Venom Nation.
Thank you very much, Top, and looking forward to seeing you kick some more field goals for us coming up in season 21. A new era for the SFL coming up in just over a month's time. Cannot wait to see all the new things. We got a new stadium, Chad. We're working on our new plane. Even everything's really coming together.
I did see that plane earlier today. It was looking pretty nice, actually.
I think Top's heading that up too. So I think he's trying to send us some little messages. Maybe a marketing department future is in his.
There you go. He's got a future in it for sure. First and 10 here from the 24, 4:12 left to go in the game, and this is going to be. Let's see what Adams do. Are they going to try to just go out this season with a bang here? Maybe try to get a little respect, gain some points on the board. Let's see what happens. Patak, short drop, looking for the out route, finds it, and that's going to be a gain of 3.
Idle 6-7 tonight has been a reliable target for Patak. Been a reliable target all season long.
Yep, and APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com, as that is a nice throw there from Patak to try to get just past the diving defender there of Lincoln as they go no huddle here with 3 wide set out of the split back formation. Patak looking for the out route at the top of the screen, finds it, and that's going to be a gain of 5.
Little chunk plays will keep the drive going, and they get a little bit of positivity before the end of the season.
Patak drops back once again, the pocket collapsing, and that's going to be an interception, and the dagger goes in even more.
Well, that's not positive. That's the opposite of positive. Antoine Joe, right place, right time for Lincoln. Has said that a couple of times too much tonight. Just an unfortunate duck there from Patak. A game which he'll want to forget in a hurry. A game which Albuquerque will want to just peel out of their mind in a hurry, going 0-2 against Lincoln. 3:39. It's going to be a pretty slow finish to this ball game, partner. Is one that Lincoln will be loving their first time in the playoffs, and it's a number 1 seed for them.
And it looks like the backups are now in for Lincoln, as that's going to be a gain of 3. And you nailed it on the head. This past season, they get a new head coach in Chris Britton, who was a former GM in Indianapolis. Now he is in DC as a GM as well. And he has really just turned this team around. They're going to go 6-3 this season, what it looks like. And congratulations to my guy, Chris Britton, there on a fantastic season in his first head coaching season here in the SFLm. So, not going to say that I gave him any advice, because I'm not going to claim that, but he's done a terrific job.
Well, what I will say, partners, you said 6-3. Are you predicting already the Lincoln to lose in the first round of the playoffs?
I read it wrong.
However,
That's 6-2.
Foreman, oh my goodness, Foreman.
And look at this nice little run. Look at this nice run here by the tailback here of Lincoln, Chris Foreman, with a big play. And thank you, partner, for clearing that up. I read that incorrectly. I meant to say 6-2, not 6-3.
Oh, it's been a long night. It's been a long night for us, long night here for both these clubs. Maybe even a longer night for Albuquerque. But it's just seemingly Lincoln can do almost nothing wrong tonight.
And I got to tell you, the way that this defense has played and the way that, the momentum is a huge thing when you're going into a playoff run, Tyler. You know that just as well as anybody. And you got to be feeling really good if you're the Rattlesnakes right now.
They're still keeping their gas on. They're keeping the pressure on Lincoln now. Will be their 4th straight victory in a row. They're coming in hot.
Yep. Coming in hot is indeed the right word, as we are going to hit the 2-minute warning here in the 4th quarter. Lincoln, 2 minutes away from celebrating their first ever playoff berth and their first ever #1 seed. We'll be right back here on SFLm on YouTube. And we are back here in the middle of the cornfields in Lincoln, Nebraska. Chad Rowland, Tyler Falk here on the call. Cameron Irvine producing the game for us once again. Thank you, Cam, for all the hard work you do for this league. Guys, that's going to be a handoff to Foreman once again. He's going to be stopped in the backfield, and Albuquerque's going to call a timeout.
I was actually kind of scared for Albuquerque's defense. They really shifted off to the weak side, but kudos to the linebacker, Jesus Smith, coming off the middle of that linebacker side and getting home to Foreman.
Yep, so 3rd and 14 here. They are in field goal range, so they could tack on a few more points. As that's going to be a handoff and stopped immediately, and Albuquerque will call another timeout.
So out comes Hudson James. For tonight, he was 12 of 14. He's been perfect this evening with a couple of field goals. Now he gets a chance to tack on another one and get 40 points. Get the 41st point for Lincoln tonight. And just a spectacular game. This would bring it to a 34-point lead, 42-yard attempt.
Well, let's see what Hudson James can do, the Week 2 signing for the Rattlesnakes. As that's a low snap, but he's able to get it off. The kick is up, and it is no good. It looks like it was wide right. Lincoln will not score points on that drive.
Well, that's unfortunate. James misses his 4th field goal of the ball game after being perfect tonight. Yeah, you can blame that on a myriad of things. It just was not good, for lack of better terms.
It was just a bad snap, bad hold. I mean, it was luckily he was able to get it to kick off. I mean, I give him credit for that. But looking at that stat line right there on the screen, 14 carries for 33 yards. I mean, Lincoln's front 7 is really just shut down slap tonight. As that's going to be a screen to the outside there, as that's going to be a gain of 6, and that's going to set up 2nd and 4.
Well, that's a number I haven't seen. But is that I can't tell if that's a backup quarterback or the punter playing in a running back role there. Who's number 7?
It looks like it's a fullback. Yeah, Sal Fiore is the backup fullback.
That's quite interesting.
That is quite interesting. Sal Fiore, number 7 in your programs, and number 7 in the hearts of all Albuquerque fans, as he's going to go over the middle there. Nice throw by Patak to get past midfield. It's going to take it up to the 47. Set 1st and 10 here from the 47. Patak drops back, looking over the middle once again, and tipped away and almost intercepted once again by the Lincoln defense.
Lyle Vernon nearly coming away with the pick that would have sealed the game. Meanwhile, of sealing games, 1 minute 50 to go. Madison with a 10-point lead. They just got a touchdown a few minutes ago, and now it might be Lincoln facing Annapolis this time next week.
Yeah, we'll have to keep keeping an eye on the end of that game for sure. 2nd and 10 here from the 47. Bunch set formation at the top of the screen. Attack with the fake. Looking over the middle, and that is caught, and that is down past the 30 to the 29. And when they do that fake in that formation, Tyler, it's been money all night for Albuquerque.
And they continue to push down the field. Can they do it again here? 1st and 10 from the 29.
Same play, same result. Over the middle, just finding that spot. Caught down to the 12, and they keep this going. I'm telling you, this play's going to work.
Lincoln continues to play breast coverage. It might just.
And that's going to be incomplete, knocked away there. And that's going to set up 2nd down with just under a minute to go.
Well, if they would have got to the same player, maybe. Instead, they try to hit idle to catch the defense off guard, but excellent coverage there on the near side forces the incompletion.
2nd and 10 from the 12. 3 wide receiver set here for the Adams. Trying to see if they can get a score. Attack, drops back, looking over the middle, finds his target, and he may have gotten past the 1st down. He did not. And that's going to set up 3rd and inches. And Patak drops back, looking in. That's going to be caught for a touchdown by the Adams.
There we go. Bob Wood comes away with the touchdown. That's a good little play from Albuquerque. That's the positivity they want to end out their season. Bob Wood now the leader in terms of the wide receivers with his third touchdown reception for Albuquerque.
Yep, and if you're Albuquerque, I mean, the last drive of your season, you don't want it to be in a turnover or anything like that. You want to get points on the board. They did indeed do that, so at least they can hold their head up high saying that. But this game, as we've already talked about, Tyler, has been all Lincoln all night long. As the kick is up, and it is good, so that's going to make it 38-14. And Wednesday, June 28th, remember that day, Tyler? Witness the best of the best from season 20 as they battle it out in the SFL All-Star game before the top 4 teams in the SFL this season take the field and in hopes of advancing to the SFLm championship game Friday, July 7th. Action starts at 7:15 Eastern on SFL's YouTube as Lincoln will recover the onside kick. And it's always a good time to watch the All-Star game. It was nice to see a lot of these first-time All-Stars get nominated and voted, so it's going to be an interesting game to watch.
It'll be fun to watch, and we can all just enjoy just celebrating everyone who's on the field and what the SFL has been through 20 seasons. The last All-Star game with All Pro football as we move into the new era, the final game of this era.
And Albuquerque's going to burn their final timeout. And I did hear a little birdie told me that one of going to the convention, if you're able to go down the convention, if you ever wanted to take some frustrations out on Cam's Xbox, it'll actually be up for auction to be able to buy one of Cam's old Xboxes. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of money raised for that one, I think.
What really needs to happen, though, in my personal opinion, is we need to get a jersey with R62 on it, put it on that Xbox, and then figure out what we do with it. Do we immortalize it, or do we take a sledgehammer or a jackhammer, or maybe put a little C4 underneath? Well, who knows?
Yeah, I think whoever's going to buy it is probably going to damage it somehow. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there, right? I think when you look at the history of the SFL, I think I made a joke to Carolina owner Harish Prasad about he better just empty his bank account because he's probably going to end up buying it. And that is going to do it here in Lincoln. The fans are cheering. Everybody's excited. The Rattlesnakes are headed to the playoffs as the #1 seed in dominant fashion tonight with a score of 38-14. Tyler, break this down for us, this big win for Lincoln.
This is what you want from a #1 seed. They took control and they took care of business. They won the turnover battle. They won the yardage battle. Of course, they won the points battle. They did exactly what they needed to. They played their game with Logan Lee at the front, hitting a couple of deep shots, intermixed amongst all the little dink and dunks to get the win tonight. They forced a couple of mistakes. Hamburger, he has got to go. He has got to go in this draft this season. 4 interceptions on the season, 3 of them pick sixes. I say it again, it's one of the most impressive stat lines I've seen this season come out of the SFLm. Lincoln has got everything going there right. They had to play against the best secondary in the league with the most ball hawking, the most tenacious DBs this league has to offer, and they come away victorious in complete persevering fashion. The Lincoln Rattlesnakes to the playoffs for the first time and rightfully the #1 seed. Massive congratulations to Lincoln. As for the defending champion Albuquerque Adams, their season is done. It's been a ride, Albuquerque. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. Though you guys have some really great players, as I mentioned, the defensive backs, Slap's fantastic, but Tack's amazing. Just unfortunately not your day today. Come back strong next season, or we'll probably see most of you in the SFL proper. Cannot wait to see all that happen. Partner, Thanks for having me in the booth. It's been fun. My player of the game has to be Logan Lee. I want to get your opinion, but that is all for me, Park.
Yeah, and I'm going to touch quickly on this. I think Kenny Slider is my player of the game, and we'll see who everybody thinks is, and that is indeed who it is. Kenny Slider is the player of the game. So the final in Madison, 27-17, Madison with the victory. The Navs missed a chance at an end zone interception, gave up the TD on the next play. So Lincoln will be hosting the Navigators in a battle of the league's two top backs. Madison will be hosting the sliding Lexington Miners. For Tyler Falk and Cameron Irvine, this call. Thank you once again, everybody. We'll see you in the playoffs.